Hi, welcome to part 2 of our Week 14 preview show of Secreto Scoreboard. Again, this is Carson, Maylee, Daddy Secreto. So we call this our game picks. We're uploading 2 videos this week instead of 1. So we're breaking it down for you for game picks this week. Starting with the 6-6 Vikings at the 7-5 Buccaneers. So the Vikings are in 6th place for the NFC playoff picture. The Buccaneers are in 7th. I think that should be flip-flopped actually. So the Buccaneers are 6th and the Vikings are 7th. So whoever wins this has a very strong hold on the number 7 spot in the NFC, 6-7 spot. So we'll see. We got Dalvin Cook against the number 1 Bucs rushing defense. We got Jefferson and Thielen, probably one of the best duos in the NFL and wide receiver. So we'll start with Maylee. Who do you think's going to win?
I think the Buccaneers are going to win this one, 30-26. So the Buccaneers are coming off of a bye week, and I think that is definitely going to do them well. So I say the Buccaneers are going to win this one.
I say Buccaneers, 25-16. The Vikings with the 2020 season seem to be having an equal amount of games with 6 wins, 6 losses. But Kirk Cousins with 3,073 passing yards, Dalvin Cook 1,250 rushing, and Harrison Smith 4 interceptions. And Dalvin has already gone over last year's record, which was 1,135 rushing yards. Kirk Cousins is falling behind last year's record, 3,605, and this may be why they have an equal amount of wins and losses.
Nice. I say Buccaneers 27, Vikings 17 also. Buccaneers get the win there. Next game is the 6-6 Cardinals at the 5-7 Giants. So the Giants are number 4 in the NFC playoff picture because they're first place in the NFC East. And the Cardinals are number 8 in the NFC at 6-6. So they're looking to get back into the playoff picture. They're the first team on the outside looking in there. Cardinals are on a 3-game losing streak. Giants are on a 4-game winning streak. What do you girls think? We'll start with Carson.
I have Giants 30-25. The Giants so far 5-7 with some close games. Daniel Jones 2,335 passing yards, Darius Slayton 598 receiving yards, and James Bradbury 3 interceptions. Last year, Daniel Jones had 3,027 passing yards, and Darius Slayton last year 750 receiving yards. James Bradbury only had 3 interceptions last year, so he's on track to beat his record. And I think they're all gonna get there and beating themselves and creating new records.
Nice. Maylee, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm going to say Giants are going to win 27-20. The Giants are the the 8th overall defense in the league. I definitely think that they're going to stop Kyler Murray's running game. Him passing it off to
Kenyon Drake
and DeAndre Hopkins. So.
Oh, you said passing it off? I thought you meant handing it off.
I said handing it off.
Yeah, handing it off to.
And passing it.
Yeah.
So I definitely think that they can stop that.
Nice. It's a clean sweep here. I also have the Giants to win 20-17. Next game is the 11-1 Kansas City Chiefs at the 8-4 Miami Dolphins. The Chiefs are on a 7-game winning streak. Dolphins are on a 2-game winning streak. Chiefs are number 2 in the AFC. They have the number 1 offense and the number 1 passing offense in the league. The Dolphins are number 6 in the AFC, also in the playoff picture. We'll start with Carson this time. Who do you got?
You started with me last time.
Did we? Mm-hmm. Sorry, just go.
Chiefs 42 to what do I have? 25. The 25s today. Chiefs going off this season trying to prove that they can go to the Super Bowl again, and that they have this year's MVP Mahomes, who has 3,815 passing yards, Kelsey 1,114 receiving yards. Last year, Mahomes 4,031 passing yards, Kelsey 1,229 receiving yards. It's going to keep getting higher as the Pro Bowl and the playoffs approach, and I can't wait.
Nice. Maybe?
Not as high as that, but I have Chiefs 30 and Dolphins 20. But if I think that these Chiefs duos, they have a lot of good people on offense even though the Dolphins have the second defense, they definitely can't stop the running game, the passing game, every game. But I definitely think the Chiefs defense is going to do some work to the Dolphins offense.
Nice. I must have been copying off of you because I also have Chiefs 30, Dolphins 20 there. Chiefs will win, I think. Dolphins will put up a pretty decent fight, I believe. Tua looks pretty alright. Next game is the 8-4 Tennessee Titans at the 1-11 Jacksonville Jaguars. Titans are on a 1-game losing streak. Jaguars are on an 11-game losing streak. Titans are the number 4 in the AFC and number 5 offense in the NFL, number 5 rushing offense in the NFL. So with Melee this time, who do you got?
I'm going to say Titans are going to win this one 35-15. Jaguars, their third quarterback, Mike Glennon, is going to start for them this week against Titans. So that's definitely not ever a good sign. And Titans, they have Derrick Henry, they have A.J. Brown, they have everyone good, and the Jaguars' defense is terrible, offense isn't so good, so say Titans win this one.
For sure. Okay, Carson.
I have Titans winning 41-10.
High-scoring games.
Yeah. Like I said in part 1, I would be talking about Derrick Henry's records on here. Titans started off 5-0, and since then they lost 4 times and have won 3 more times. Ryan Tannehill with 2,997 passing yards. The King with 1,317 rushing. Last year, Ryan Tannehill got only 2,742. He's already gone over by 255 yards, and I think that's made all the difference. Last year, Henry got 1,540. He's 223 yards behind. But this game against the Jags may get him to where he needs to be to reach his goal and set a new record for himself.
That was my business ski.
This one's casual.
Sorry, that was kind of funny there. I like the blowout win. Derrick Henry's definitely a beast in December. I'm projecting over 200 yards like I told you guys. I'm going against him in fantasy. I gave the Jaguars, I guess, a little bit more credit. Titans 28, Jaguars 17. Titans still get the win there. Next game on the docket is the 3-9 Cowboys at the 2-9-1 Bengals. Cowboys are on a 2-game losing streak. Bengals are on a 4-game losing streak. Shout out to Mommy Secreto, producer. She's a Cowboys fan. Heartbreaking to see Dak go down this year. But they still have a chance, honestly, to make the playoffs. So the Cowboys are the 9th overall offense, the 9th overall passing offense. I feel like a lot of that has to do with Dak because he was putting up like astronomical numbers before he got injured. He played like 4 or 6 games. The Bengals are bottom 10 in all categories for offense and defense. This is an Andy Dalton revenge game coming back home to Cleveland. Interesting fact there. We'll start with Melee this time again since I skipped through that one time.
I have the Cowboys winning 17-10. Like I said, Dalton against his former team. I think it's definitely going to be a blowout game. The Bengals backup quarterback is still in after Joe Burrow. got injured with those million injuries in his CLs or whatever you want to call them. I definitely think that the Cowboys and Andy Dalton are going to kick the Bengals' butt.
Nice. Okay.
Cowboys winning
Carson?
31-30. It's 1 point, but it does make all the difference. Cowboys have been through a lot this year with losing Dak and then the coaches and players not seeing eye to eye. But now as things seem to calm down, Andy Dalton back with 1,155 passing yards, Ezekiel Elliott 784 rushing yards. Dalton last year 3,494 passing yards starting for Cincinnati. Elliott getting 1,357 rushing yards with only 4 games left, and it seems possible these guys are going to beat last year's records, or it doesn't seem possible, but you just never know.
Nice. I like the Cowboys a lot in this game. I have them winning 28-13. I think Andy Dalton will get a few touchdowns against his former team. I feel like he knows them. He was kind of pissed off when he got cut and felt like he could still play in the league when they were going to draft Joe Burrow. Kind of understand where he's coming from, but Joe Burrow, he's younger, he's the future. But yeah, I like the Cowboys in this one. We'll get them closer to actually being a playoff contender in the NFC East. They're 4th place in the NFC East, but with a win, who knows. Next game, 4-8 Houston Texans at the 5-7 Chicago Bears. Texans are on a 1-game losing streak. Bears are on a 6-game losing streak. The Texans have the 3rd overall pass offense in the league. Bears 14th overall defense. Both teams are the bottom 2 in rushing in the NFL, 31st and 32nd, respectively. The Bears are 32nd. So we'll start with Carson this time. Who do you think's going to win?
Texans winning 20-15. Bears having some difficulties of their own, but as they head into the game with Mitch Trubisky starting with 1,069 passing yards, David Montgomery 647 rushing yards. Last year Trubisky had 3,138, but the difference is because Nick Foles has been playing as well. Montgomery having 889 last year. It's not late for him with 4 games left. So.
Mary?
Bears 23 and Texans 20. So I think that yes, the Bears just lost against the Lions, which aren't that good of a team, right? Yeah.
The Bears just lost to the Lions? Yes, they did.
Yeah, okay. So they just lost to the Lions, which aren't so good of a team. But I think that they're going to come back from that loss, and the Bears are going to win this one by field goal.
Nice. So tiebreaker for me, I got the Texans winning this one 24-20. I just have faith in Deshaun Watson. I feel like the Bears were kind of falling apart at the end of the last game against the Lions. So Texans, he's without a lot of his weapons, Deshaun Watson, when it comes to his receivers, but I feel like he can do enough to get the victory there. Next game is the 4-8 Broncos at the 4-8 Panthers. Broncos are on a 2-game losing streak. Panthers are on a 1-game losing streak. The Broncos have the 13th overall defense in the league, which is pretty decent. 12th overall rushing. Panthers are middle in the pack in like pretty much every category there. Panthers are coming off a bye, so they'll be well rested there. We'll start with Melee this time. Who do you think's going to win?
Okay, the Panthers, and yes, I know. I've said this almost every week, okay? But the Panthers have a big chance to win this one without Christian McCaffrey. That's okay. But, it's fine. It's a 4:05 game. Since it's a 4:05 and a different slate of games than 1 o'clock, I think that Teddy Bridgewater is going to throw Curtis Samuel. I think that he's going to go all out against the Broncos. I just last game, I'm probably going to say the Panthers are going to win looking at their schedule. But
Nice. Carson?
I have Broncos winning 29-16. This one's for you, Uncle Brian. Broncos 4-8. That may seem bad, but those were big games and teams to win or to lose and to win against. Drew Lock 1,918 passing. Melvin Gordon III 685 rushing. Last year, Drew had 1,020 passing yards. He's already gone over last year's records. Gordon has 612. He too has gone over his record, which shows that the Broncos have been playing big and can continue to play big.
Nice. I have the Panthers winning this one 20-13. I feel like coming off the bye, they'll be well rested. They'll have a good game plan. They're at home. A lot of good things going for them. Next game is the 0-12 Jets at the 8-4 Seahawks. Jets are obviously on a 12-game losing streak. The Seahawks are also coming off a loss against the Giants last week. The Jets have the 32nd ranked offense, 29th ranked defense, 31st ranked passing. Excuse me. The Seahawks have the 8th ranked offense, 8th ranked passing offense. And they're 5th in the NFC for the playoff picture. We'll start with Carson this time. What do you think's going to win?
I have the Seahawks winning 30-10. Sorry, I know you can't see my O right there. It's very, very small. We're out of room. Sorry. The Seahawks are going up against the Jets, which should be a big win for them. It clinches them a spot in the playoffs, which is very big for them. Wilson with 3,479 passing yards. DK Metcalf 1,119 receiving yards. Last year Russell had 4,110 passing yards. Metcalf 900. Of course, he was a rookie last year, but this year, no. It's like he's been playing like in the league for like years and years. And I'm very excited to see those numbers to continue to grow for DK and for Russell. They just have a lot to give, and I can't wait to see.
Definitely exciting dynamic duo there. I have the Seahawks winning 34-10 here. We all agree here. This is a Jamal Adams revenge game. I forgot to say. Carson's Chronicles surely talked about it there. We'll see. We'll see that. We assume that the Seahawks will get the better of the Jets in this game.
I'm going to say that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm going to say that the Seahawks are going to win 20-10. We both said 10 for the Jets, which I think is pretty generous for, the Jets. But, so I just definitely think that the Seahawks can stop the Jets on every cylinder. So, yeah, that's my game.
Every cylinder.
The Packers defense keep clicking on every cylinder.
I see what you're saying, on all cylinders. You're saying, okay, so the next game is the 8-4 Colts at the 7-5 Raiders. This one's kind of big for the AFC playoff picture. Colts are 7th place, Raiders are 8th place there. Colts have the 5th ranked defense in the NFL. They're both coming off wins. Obviously, the Raiders coming off that last second, just like nail biter, basically. Yeah, miracle. You could say. Basically, but it was like the Jets threw away the game on purpose. So the Raiders are getting Josh Jacobs back and Trent Brown, their left tackle, which is good for them. We'll start with Maley this time. Who do you think's going to win?
I'm going to say the Colts are going to win this one 30-12. That Raiders loss against the Falcons. And they almost lost against the Jets. If Henry Ruggs wasn't open, they would have lost against the Jets. So I think that the Colts defense is great. The Raiders not so much. But I definitely think that the Colts they're just a very good team this year. So, yeah.
Nice. Carson, who do you think is going to win?
Colts 40-30. The Colts have had some big games, which could have something to do with Rivers, who has 3,263 passing yards. Jonathan Taylor, 609 rushing yards. Last year, River had 4,615 passing yards. Taylor at Wisconsin, he had 2,003. These are good numbers and good games.
I also have the Colts winning this one 27-24. Yeah, the Raiders are just like kind of look like they're not the real deal to me. They're kind of falling apart after they beat the Chiefs. Everyone thought they were going to be so good, and they're just like underperforming. So we all have the Colts winning that game. Next game is the Washington football team, 5-7 at the 5-7 49ers. Battle of the 5-7s. The Washington football team's on a 3-game winning streak. 49ers are coming off that Monday night loss against the Buffalo Bills. Montez Sweat, that's going to be his new name, because he had 4 tackles and 3 pass deflections. And he's the one that popped it up in the air and where the ball they got intercepted against Roethlisberger. So this is also a Kyle Shanahan revenge game because he was fired. Him and his dad were fired from the coaching staff of Washington. And it's also an Alex Smith revenge game because Alex Smith used to be a quarterback on the 49ers. So double revenge games going there. Dynamics. We'll start with Carson this time.
I have the Washington football team winning 21-17. Washington is coming off with a big win from the Steelers, but the players who got them there are obviously Alex Smith with 1,363 passing yards, Scary Terry 977 receiving yards. Before Smith's injury, he had 2,180 passing yards. Scary Terry had 919 receiving yards last year, and these guys and this team have a lot to prove, and so far they're doing a great job doing that.
Nice, Carson.
You mean Maylee?
No, I meant
nice yeah.
Take there. Maylee, what do you think?
I'm going to say football team is going to win 24-21. Okay, so the Niners, they're without a lot of their, they're without Kittle, they're without Garoppolo, but I definitely think that the football team is going to take that momentum coming off that win and just put it into this game.
Nice, so we're all unanimous on this one too. I have the football team 20, the 49ers 17. I thought the 49ers were going to be pretty good and make a push for the playoffs before last week, and they got kind of like just pushed around by the Bills. So I know they're without a few of their key pieces, but I mean, they need him to come back. So I don't know if Kittle's going to come back. He was targeting like a Week 15 return, but if the 49ers aren't going to have playoff contention, then I think he'll just sit out for the rest of the year. Next game, an intriguing game on the docket, is the 10-2 Saints at the 3-8-1 Eagles. Saints are on a 9-game winning streak. Eagles are on a 4-game losing streak. The Saints have the number 1 defense in the NFL, 7th rushing offense in the NFL, and they're first in the NFC, so they've clinched the playoffs. The reason why this is intriguing is Jalen Hurts is making his first NFL start, so it should be fun to see how that plays out. Maylee, what do you think's going to win?
I'm going to say the Saints are going to win this one 27-20. So I like this matchup because, Jalen Hurts is starting, and the first play of last week against the Packers was a touchdown. But I think he's going to do good this game, but that Taysom Hill's going to get that one touchdown. It's not going to cut it.
Okay, Maylee?
Yeah.
Or Carson, sorry.
I have the Saints winning 30-28. Saints without Breeze seems to be just doing fine. They seem to be doing very well. Taysom Hill, 629 passing yards. Alvin Kamara, twice. 673 rushing yards, and Alvin Kamara with 655 receiving yards. Taysom Hill had 55 passing yards, and Kamara 700 last year, and then 797 rushing yards last year, and 533 receiving yards. These numbers have grown and seem to have made big differences between them, and they're really good differences.
Nice. So in this 4-game winning streak, or for the past 4 games, the Saints haven't allowed an opponent to score more than 17 points. So I do have the Eagles scoring more than 17, but I have the Saints winning 23-20. Next game is the 4-8 Falcons at the 3-9 LA Chargers. Falcons are on a 1-game losing streak. Chargers are on a 2-game losing streak. Falcons have the 11th overall offense, the 7th passing offense. The Chargers are top 10 in offense and defense, 5th passing offense. We'll start with Carson. Who do you think's going to win?
I have the Falcons winning 21-15. Falcons maybe 5-8, but their stats are just great. Honestly, Matt Ryan 3,436 passing yards. Todd Gurley the second 626 rushing yards, and Calvin Ridley 905 receiving yards. Matt Ryan 4,466 last year. Todd 857, and Ridley 866 receiving yards. These numbers and players are amazing, and even though they've only won 4 games, they're still going strong.
Bailey?
Saying Chargers are going to win this one 24-20. The Falcons have done all right this year, but the Chargers, I think that the quarterback is one of the best rookie quarterbacks in the league right now, obviously. I mean, some of the best stats, and I think that he can throw to his guys and prove that he is one of the best rookies in the NFL right now.
Nice, I agree. Chargers have been letting a lot of games slip away this year, but I have them winning this one 28-27, close game, 1-1. Next game is the 9-3 Packers at the 5-7 Lions. Packers are on a 2-game winning streak. Lions are on a 1-game winning streak, coming off that comeback against the Bears last week. And it's the Bevolution. Shout out to Greg Rosenthal on NFL.com. He does the NFL Game Day View with Cynthia Freeland. Sang the Bevolution there, the Daryl Bevel Revolution there, you know. Anyway, so the Packers are the 3rd offense in the NFL, 11th ranked defense, 6th passing offense. Lions are middle of the pack, 20th offense in the league. They're terrible in defense, 28th defense, 28th rushing defense. Packers 2nd in the NFC. Lions are actually in the hunt here. They're 10th in the NFC, and the top 7 teams make it. So a win here would be huge in the division, in the hunt, like in the playoff race. And we'll start with Melee this time. Who do you think's gonna win?
Okay, so obviously, as a Lions fan, see the Lions are going to win this one 30-27, but not just because I'm a Lions fan, but because of that comeback against the Bears. I think that was a very good comeback, proving that they're a good team. And I think that if Lions defense can stop Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams, then they can snatch this game.
Okay, Carson.
Don't get me wrong, I'm a Lions fan, but because in our recap show I said that the Lions were only going to win against the Vikings, I'm going to be completely honest, and I have the Packers winning 30-25. The Lions fired GM and head coach, and they got a win against in a divisional game against the Bears. So what will happen today? I don't know. Matthew Stafford has 3,278 passing yards, Adrian Peterson 501 rushing yards, and Marvin Jones Jr. 619 receiving yards. Stafford last year 2,499, Peterson 898 rushing yards, and Melvin 779. Stafford has gone way over last year's record, but with a new coach, it seems he'll keep improving.
This is the evolution, I'm telling you. I mean, I don't believe that much. I have the Packers winning 30-24. Close game. Lions put up a fight there. Couple more games to get through. The Sunday night football game is the 11-1 Steelers at the 9-3 Bills. Steelers are on a 1-game losing streak. Bills are on a 2-game winning streak. Steelers just coming off that loss to the Washington football team, but still first in the AFC for the playoff picture. They have the second overall defense, but only the 29th ranked rushing offense. The Bills have the 4th overall pass offense, but only the 23rd rush offense, which is kind of crazy. These two teams have traditionally been run-heavy teams. They're both bottom 10 in the league in rushing, which is kind of surprising. The Bills are 3rd in the AFC in the playoff picture. So we'll start with Carson this time. Who do you think's going to win?
Bills 35-31. If the football team can beat the Steelers, then the Bills definitely can. The Bills are going ham this season, which may be why Josh Allen has 3,403 passing yards and Stephon Diggs 1,037 receiving yards. Last year, Allen only had 3,089 passing yards, Diggs 1,130. It may just take him one more game this game, and then he'll beat his record, and I think they're definitely going to win the game.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm thinking the Steelers are going to win this one, 30-20. I believe in Josh Allen. I believe in the Bills, but I don't believe that they're going to win. Here's why. Okay, so they're a good team, but the Steelers, they're going to learn from their mistakes. They're going to look at what they did wrong against the football team, and they're going to think, how can I improve on this? I mean, that's really all I have to say.
Nice. I kind of went back and forth on this game of I ended up saying the Steelers 24, Bills 23. So Steelers win by 1 point there. Close game. I can't wait to see that game. But now to the final Monday night football game, and my personal favorite of the week. Game of the week here is the 7-5 Ravens at the 9-3 Browns. Ravens coming off a win Monday night Tuesday night actually against the Cowboys last week, and the Browns are coming off that very nice convincing win against the Titans last week on a 4-game win streak. The Ravens have the number 1 rushing offense, and the Browns have the 3rd overall rushing offense. So two teams that love to run the ball here going against each other, divisional opponents. We'll start with Maylee this time. Who do you think's going to win?
I'm going to say the Ravens are going to win this one, 30-27. Okay, so Lamar Jackson is back. We all know that. But I did have faith in the Browns after, Baker Mayfield, after his game against the Titans, which is one of the top teams in the league right now. The last time the Ravens played the Browns, they just totally crushed them, but the guy said, granted, that it was one of the first games, so they haven't been on the field playing together in a long time. But I think Ravens are going to come off this win, Browns are going to come off this win, and Browns are going to lose, Ravens are going to win.
Okay, nice. Carson?
My board can't compete with that. But Ravens 41-40. Ravens really need this game, and I think they're going to get it. they're going to win because Lamar Jackson has 2,055 passing yards and 669 rushing yards. Marquise Brown, 555 receiving yards. Last year, Lamar had 3,127 passing yards and 1,206 rushing yards. Brown, 584 receiving yards. This is definitely a big game for them, and I think that they can do it with these stats that they have.
I agree. It's another clean sweep. I have the Ravens 26, Browns 20. Ravens need this game to stay relevant in the playoff picture. There's a lot of good teams in the AFC. They need to keep up with them. So that was our game pick segment. We hope you liked it. Please like us, like the video if you liked what you just saw. Subscribe.
Leave a comment.
Comment if you like. We want to say just thank you to everyone who watches, and we appreciate you to take the time for watching this.
Go. What were you saying? Yeah. So thank you very much. Yeah. So.
Our challenge for you guys was, if we have fans out there with the guys and girls that watch us, come up with a name for yourselves.
like how there's Bill's Mafia. Like. Think of one for yourselves.
And then leave it in the comments for us to read.
This is kind of weird.
So that was Secreto Scoreboard Part 2.
Week
Thank you
14.
for watching.
Thank you so much.
Week 14 NFL 2020. Thank you.
Bye.
Fun time watching the games.